The Sequoia was redesigned last year in 2023, and boy did it need it. It was hurting for a redesign, and they nailed it. They hit it out of the park. And then when you add this TRD Pro equipment on here, it just makes it one of the best 3-row SUVs that you can take off-road and have a little fun with your family. The TRD Pro Sequoia gets some special equipment on here, and what we're going to start out with is the retro Toyota lettering in the grille and on the dash. You get step rails or rock sliders if that's what you want to use them for. You also get the Fox internal bypass shocks, and look at those springs and control arms. That is awesome. And then look at this sway bar down here. It is massive. You also are going to get a TRD skid plate down here. Look at that thing. That's pretty sweet. You get these 18-inch BBS forged aluminum wheels. Then you also get this, what they call as technical camo on the fender flares and in the seats. Isn't that pretty cool? I love that. That is awesome. That's not all of the items that you get with the TRD Pro, but it is quite a few of them. And the other thing that you get is this exclusive color called Terra. It's not terracotta from what I can figure out, but I believe it's just called Terra, and it is exclusive to the TRD Pro trim. Standard for the Sequoia is the iForce Max engine, which is a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6 hybrid engine producing 437 horsepower and 523 pound-feet of torque. You get a 10-speed automatic and 0 to 60 in 5.6 seconds. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll do it. We will try that out later. Fuel economy is going to come in at 19 in the city, 22 in the highway, with an average of 20 miles per gallon. All right, let's take a look at the cargo area. I like the blacked out lettering and logos and all that stuff on this TRD Pro. It looks pretty awesome. All right, so back here, not a whole lot of space back here. You are looking at a measly 12 cubic feet of space. Now, there are other SUVs that have a little bit more space back here, but you know, when you get into that third row, it kind of does limit your cargo space in the back behind that third row. So let's put the third row down, and we do just have a couple buttons back here, and you're going to hold that down. We're going to hold this one down. There they drop. That's pretty awesome. And once they are down, then that moves you up to 49 cubic feet of space. Now, the disadvantage here is you can see that we're not really level and it's kind of high. And you can take this tray and lift it out and put it up here so that it gives it a level load area. But look how high you actually have to take that up to load that in there. It's pretty high, and it doesn't leave a lot of space up top here to get some odd sized items in there. So that is a disadvantage. I really would like to see that third row a little bit lower. But then if we drop the second row, now you have a total of 89 cubic feet of space. Like I said, you do have a flat load level now. I mean, that is pretty flat across there. But like I said, you are losing a lot of space right up here because it makes it really small. If you were able to use that whole area, that would be amazing. So maybe that's something they can look at in the next refresh or the redesign here in about 4 or 5 years. It'd be nice to have some like stow and go seating. That would be pretty cool. You do have multiple positions that you can put this tray in if you can manage it. There we go. All right, so there's another level that you can set that out. I'm not real sure why, but you might need it. There's no spacing underneath here, but there is some little tray areas right here that you could put some grocery bags, I guess, across the back there. One thing that I just noticed, there are handles on the back of these seats, and you can pull these and you can slide them forward. So there you go. That takes away that gap in the middle there. And then putting this up here, well, you got a gap there, but it tightens up that front part. That's pretty cool. It looks like we do have a 120 volt plug-in back here. So you do have some power and you've got some lighting back here. And that's about it. So, all right, let's move on to the front. While I'm putting these seats back up, can you go down and hit that subscribe button? It'll really help out getting more vehicles like this Sequoia to bring to you guys, to show you the inside and the outside, the good things and the bad things, the pretty cool things and the really annoying things. So hit that subscribe button and then join me on the inside. Okay, it is time to check out the interior. Now, the door pocket is awesome. You do have a lot of cup holders right across the bottom here. You got 1, 2, you got a little bit of space right here. You probably could put a little something right here also. Small little tray in here. Maybe you can set your cell phone in there. And then you've got your window controls and your memory seating right here. You do have the orange stitching going across, which is pretty nice. All right, here's those seats. You've got powered seats with lumbar. I really do like the camo print in here. It looks really nice. And then you've got the TRD Pro stitching in there. And the seats are really comfortable. They aren't so bolstered that they hug around your sides and everything. Same thing here. It is a little bit flat here. But these are also made for comfort. This is a 3-row family SUV, and you want to take trips in this. Most people are going to take trips in it more than they are going to take it off-road, but they are really comfortable. All right, let's hop inside and see the rest of the goodies. Okay, here's another view of the seats with that camo print in there. Then we're going to move up here, and you've got the old school Toyota lettering right there. And then you go down here, and you've got a glove box. Now, the glove box looks like it's decent size, but there's so much stuff in here. Why do we got to have so many books on this thing? Okay, come on across, and you do have a 14.5-inch screen. It is very nice. I like the way that it's integrated into the dash and the vents on the sides. It does look really nice, and same thing with that, all the climate control buttons across the bottom here, but we'll get back to that in just a second. Come across here. This is an awesome driver's display. The only time that you can tell when you are in the hybrid mode is by watching your RPMs. So the RPMs are at 0. That means I'm in hybrid mode. Every once in a while, you'll see the meter go up on the max button over there. And that is just basically showing you the power that it needs to accelerate. So you don't see that happen very often. So you got to watch your RPMs to see it kick over. And then on the other side over here, there's a lot of information over here. You got tire pressures, your trip. You can move over, go through your settings for your lane keep assist and driver assist functions. You've got several different things in here. You can customize a lot of stuff in here, and even in your vehicle settings. Across the bottom, you do have an odometer over on this side, and right now we've driven 118.5 miles, and total, this vehicle has 7,728 miles. So this has been driven quite a bit this year. Fuel gauges on this side and your engine temperature over here. That is your turbo gauge. All right, pan back to the steering wheel here, and Pretty standard Toyota steering wheel. You've got all your driver assistance functions on this side, including your lane keep assist and lane centering. And then on this side, you have all of your stereo and your voice recognition systems on the over here. It does have a little TRD badge down here at the bottom, and it has the red stripe there in the middle. Let's move on over to this infotainment screen. Now, this is running the same Toyota system that everything else Toyota has and Lexus has, so it's pretty basic. It does have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. We go into the car settings, and this kind of gives you your trip information. So right now we're averaging 18.4 miles per gallon, and you can go to current, and we're not going anywhere. We're 0 miles per hour. Trip range of 324. That's just a few other little things that you can do there, and any vehicle alerts. You go into the settings, and this is where you can change all of your things. You've got under general, it's got date time, your normal stuff there. But if you go down to vehicle customization, so when we go in there, and this is where you can change what your lights do, what your doors do with the locking and getting out, whether the seat's going to slide and not. And then under climate, this is going to be when you start up, when you do a remote start with the car, it's going to be turn on the AC and stuff like that. And that's really it. You don't have a whole lot to mess around with in this one, because they give you all your climate control buttons across the bottom here, and this does have heated and ventilated front seats. You can also control the rear. So you have rear right there. You can change the temperature there. You can sync everything together. We go on down here, and you do have your towing right there. You've got your camera views. So there's a 360 view. Put it in reverse. Here is your backup camera, and you have all kinds of things that you can add on here. So this is where all your different controls that you have. You do have a trail camera, which is, I guess, is pretty cool, really. I mean, you got your sides and your rear, and then this is going to be your front, I'm guessing. You've got your pitch and roll down here. Go up to this one here. There's the front camera, back camera. All right. Wow. That's a lot of stuff. And then you do have, of course, your bird's eye view right there. Got traction control button, your hazards, and your rear locker. You got auto hold and an electronic parking brake right there. Standard shifter with the TRD and the red stripe on it. Go on back here, and you do have 2 high, 4 low drive modes. You got tow haul mode, you've got rock crawl mode, and MTS. Now, this is nice. You do have up here a wireless phone charger, and just a little compartment there. I've been keeping my sunglasses in there. And you do have, of course, right here your 2 cup holders, and they do work pretty good unless you have a really small can. Go back to this center console. This is the same as what's in the Toyota Tundra, and you've got this little container this little spot right here, which actually you can slide that back and you can access anything in the front part of your compartment down here. You also have this that pulls up, and of course I got a little receipt in there, but you got this little area right here. I'm going to call it a snack tray. And then you have a button on this side that lifts up, and then you have this massive storage down here, and it is huge. You do have a lot of stuff in here, including a USB-A and USB-C, and a few dividers down in there. Now, the one complaint that I have is with this center armrest is that this part is not padded. And when I rest my arm on here, part of my elbow is on that center piece. That's just how I sit. I don't know about other people, but this either needs to be wider or they need to slightly pad this so it's not your elbow on hard plastic. That's my suggestion. This does have the panoramic roof, which is really nice, and you can kind of see that cargo rack up there. And that cargo rack is really loud. It sounds like you've got a whole nother exhaust system going on inside the cabin. So really think if you don't need that, don't get it just for the looks, just because it looks cool, because it probably will annoy you, and it probably does reduce your miles per gallon, I would guess. So that's something you really need to think about. All right, now it's time to get in the back. We'll get in the second row and check out the seating there, and then we're going to get into the third row and see how well a 6-foot male fits back there. All right, let's get in here, and the back does have a couple cup holders right there. You do have a nice handle right here if you need to use it. I don't need to use it. I don't even really need to use the step too much. I could probably use that and this and get in pretty easily. But if you are a little shorter than me, you might need the step or the handle also. All right, now the seat is in my driving position, and you can see I probably got 4 or 5 inches of room. Headroom, we're down to about 1.5 to 2 inches, but that's not too bad, and part of that's probably because of the sunroof up here. Ventilation is really good. I think everything fits really well back here. You can recline your seats, and the seats will move forward and backward. Yep, I am not seeing any way that these move forward and backward. Wow, I am really surprised these don't move. Wow, there's no handle that I can find. All right, well, I'm going to look around for a handle just to make sure, but I don't think that these move. That's crazy. Usually you can slide them forward and backwards, so I hope it's not too tight back there. But before we go back there, let's check out the inside here, and then we'll hop in the back. The door panel does have the cup holders the same as the front. Looks like you probably can use 2 right there. Nice orange stitching around through here, or the red stitching going through here for the TRD. And then you've got the cargo print also in these seats here, but you do not get them in the third row. Inside, you do have a pocket in the back of the seat, and this is really soft, so if you were taller, this person was back into your knees, you would be okay. You do have climate control back here, and then you do have USB-A and USB-C plugs right there, and another 120 volt plug. You got power in the back. Your ventilation back here is up above your head, so you can kind of direct that to blow on your face if you are kind of hot, which it is pretty warm today. And that's about it. These are captain's chairs. There's nothing here in the center, so your cup holders are here and in the doors. And look, I didn't even notice you do have secondary vents right here, so you've got them here and up above your head. That is a first. I don't think that I've seen that yet. All right, so you got a walk path to get back into the back, or you can get in there by lifting up the seats. So now I am going to attempt to get into the third row. Now, we haven't been able to figure out that these seats move. Since these do not move, I really hope there's more space back there, because usually at 6 foot tall, I usually don't fit back there real well. So let's go do that right now. Okay, to access the back, you have a handle right here that controls this back right here. When you pull that, it's going to drop it and it's going to flip it up. So it gives a huge area to actually get up in there. So as I crawl up in here, it makes it really easy to get in, other than my back hitting the top. So I am in, and now we'll see what happens when we pull this seat back. Okay, I am going to pull this seat back and see what happens here. I'm gonna look at my knees. All right, my feet are in the way, so I got this little bitty tiny area down here that I got to try to squeeze my feet into. That's not great. And then once I get, or I guess I got to do this. Okay, so that's down. All right, let's pull this up and into my knees. I can't even put it all the way back. Nice. Okay, I got it locked, but that seat is straight up and down. Yeah, that's not very, very good at all. Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of. And I can't, my head, I am smashed back here. Got my head tucked down because I can't go straight up. I can't put my shoulders down. I'm trying to hunch into this thing. This is not great, guys. So make sure this is not adults back here. This is kids. This is probably not even high school kids. This is like grade school, junior high kids at most sitting back here. So yeah, that's really all I can say because I am tight back here and I need to get out, but I need to show you what else is back here. So let's do that real quick so I can straighten my head back up. All right, so you do have 2 cup holders, a little cubby hole right here, and then you can, okay, so let's go this. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so that puts the back down. And you know what? You know, we pulled that lever when we were in the cargo area and slid these seats up. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. So I can tilt my seat. Oh, all right. I found it. Okay, right down here. There's a handle right here. Hopefully you can see the handle right here. I'm gonna pull this handle and guess what? I can slide that back. Oh, there we go. Plenty of room now. Look at that. Okay, so this can fit adults back here. And then if you use the little button right here that you can see for the backrest, then I can relax back. Now that doesn't really help me any because now I'm in the back of the thing right here. So that's not really that great. But if I get in the right position and I relax myself out just a little bit, then I can get away from my head being smashed. But this is really not a comfortable way to sit. So still, I would say junior high kids, probably max sitting back here. But sliding those seats around did give me plenty of room where I could be comfortable for a little while. If I needed to be back here, I could be okay for an hour or so, maybe 2, but then I'm gonna really want out. So one other thing that I did see right now, you do have another sunscreen back here, and you also do have those on the driver in the second row there on the windows, the little tab there on the window. I forgot to mention that one. So, well, there you go. It actually can work back here. So right now, my hair is grazing it. It's not horrible. I could sit like this. So, okay. How about we hear about some pricing now, and then let's go take this out on a drive because it's faster than what you think. Okay, I know you guys have been wanting to know about the pricing on the Sequoia. The Sequoia is going to start out with the SR5 at $61,275. If you go up to this TRD Pro, it's going to start out at $79,110. And this one, as tested with the destination fee and all of the options, including the $1,500 cargo rack up there, you're looking at $82,954. 0 to 60 right here, bottom of the hill, stopping. Ready? 1, 2, 3, let's go. Oh yeah, that's pulling. Woo! Yeah, 60. Yeah, this actually has a lot of pull. Really impressed with that. 437 horsepower, twin turbo. Wow. Now, do you like the exhaust sound that I played earlier? If you didn't leave a comment, go ahead and leave a comment now whether you like the exhaust sound or not. I think they did a really good job with this V6, making it as close to a V8 sound as they possibly could. As I mentioned earlier, when you're driving at that roof rack up there, that $1,500 roof rack, makes a lot of noise itself. It makes it sound like a whole other exhaust tone going on, and it can be a little bit annoying. The only other thing that I have a problem with is this center console, like I did on the Tundra. This needs to be padded right here, or they need to make the armrest bigger and a smaller section right here. I don't know which, but they need to do one of the two. The interior's laid out awesome. Toyota does a really good job of that. Everything is right where you can reach it, where you need it, where you would expect it to be. This 14.5-inch screen is lovely. It is a beautiful thing, and it's integrated into the dash. I think it's just great. I don't always like the great big giant screens. This one is really nice. It shows everything really big. The ride in here is really good. The suspension is awesome. These Fox shocks, they just eat up bumps on the road. Some of your little sharper ones you do get a little jolt with, but it does have the softness to it. So when you get into big bumps and big drops and stuff like that, it just takes it and you just glide right on through. It just feels great. Although this is a big heavy SUV, so it does behave like an SUV. So if you do this down the road, you do have a lot of weeble wobbling going on. But that's because this is the off-road version, and it's going to have a little bit softer shocks, softer springs for when you go off-roading. You have a little bit more travel. And so that is the reason for that. Now, your regular Sequoias probably have a little bit more stable ride, and that's probably where you may want to go anyway, because this TRD, even though with all these added things on here, makes it big and bulky and makes it really cool. It's so big and bulky, it actually feels like I'm driving a Bronco Raptor right now. It's how big I feel, and I like that. It makes me feel like I have a good presence on the road. But your regular Sequoia is going to be in a lower price range. So you can get a regular Sequoia with 3 rows, 6 people, definitely maybe 7 with a bench seat in the middle if you can get that option. That would be ideal for any normal person, and you'd be able to get that in the $60,000 to $70,000 range instead of paying over $80,000 for, you know, a TRD Pro. You know, that's where my thinking is where in the place where I would go, because I am not a off-roader, so I really wouldn't care about that. All I would care about is the appearance and the way that it feels, and the way that this thing makes me feel is that I have a good presence on the road. Other than that, I really can't complain. We do have an ambulance coming through, so I'm gonna pull off the side of the road. Click the subscribe button. That way I can get more vehicles like this one to bring to you guys. And then click on one of the videos that's on the screen right now. One of them is one that I chose for you. The other one is one YouTube chose for you, but I think you're gonna like them both, and I will see you in the next one.